Welcome back. TouHou Fantastic Danmaku Festival 2. And last part I played as Sanai and did really bad. Like, lost my first continue on stage 3 bad. So I'm gonna play as Youmu. And either I get this 1 CC, or I don't. And if I don't, no attempt at the extra stage. Oh well. Alright, Youmu, please don't slash. Thank God you're normal. I've never actually played as solo Youmu in TouHou 8, so... is she like this? I think she is. I think she's just like... Solo Youmu is just, you know, unfocused is normal Youmu, then focused is just slightly slower Youmu with the same shot, I think? I don't know. What do you even need to do in order to unlock the individual characters in 8? I don't remember. Is it just 1 CC as every team? So I think I've done that, so I don't know if I remember if I've unlocked that or not. Yep, here I am again, playing this game for the 4th time. The 3rd time today. But only the 2nd time on normal mode. My first attempt as Marissa today was on easy mode. It made me feel like I was decent at this game. So I didn't die, and then I played on normal, and game over on stage 3. It's like, yep, where is this? No. Nope. Alright, so... I was in the middle of like talking about something last part, right? I was talking about like weird TouHou writing things, or like in 7, like because Yukari was a new character, there's some weird stuff going on where it's like, yeah, this is a new character that the playable characters are just meeting, but also she's like the most important character in the series at the time. So the character's not knowing her doesn't really make any sense. I'm pretty sure them not knowing her at that point, or at least Marissa, or at least Reimu. It's like it's quietly forgotten about. And then you had an 8, the stuff with Sakia that never... I don't know. Is it possible that stuff was set up back in 6? Probably not. It was probably just a thought, like, maybe this could be expanded upon in 8, and then it just never was. The stuff with Sakia, and it's probably for the better, because the less that the linears have to do with the backstory of TouHou, the better. Excuse me, the one in front. Can you tell me? Food. Like, what is wrong with you? First, you replace Rumia with a character that looks like Rumia, and then you replace her with a character. You replace Letty with a character who acts more like Rumia than Letty. You enter yokai, you can't find food in this weather, right? It's true till you showed up. What are swords called again? Rokonkin and Hakuroken or something? I remember Rokonkin, it's the other one. I don't think I said that right. Yeah, I think I mentioned this at this point. I don't remember where I was hearing this from, but apparently there's some implied thing that Kaguya said that like the Lunarians created yokai, and that's stupid. So, you know, hopefully that's just something she made up, because Kaguya just makes shit up sometimes. Yeah, the less Lunarians have to do with the backstory of TouHou, the better, because a lot of it's not very well written, and I want them to shut up. And just... When they show up, it's fine, but like... I don't know. Write something else. Like, very annoying that they're back at 20 again, when they really didn't need to be. They are. I hope you move on to something else in the next game, but... Maybe it's not. Maybe there'll be a whole Lunarian arc. It's like, man, if there's a time to... move on from the series, a whole like 5 years of Lunarian games. That sounds like a good time. Maybe not though. I don't know. Whatever TouHou 20 was very obviously, its plot was very much a current events thing. So, you know, whether Zone wants to continue to be current events thing in the next game or tell an actual story will depend on where the story goes from there. Yeah, and then also with TouHou, you had Raisin's fucking weird backstory. I like Raisin, but her backstory's just... if you didn't know, TouHou, it takes place in, like, the real world, somehow. Somehow this universe with, like, a completely different rule set, and all this stuff somehow is concurrent with our world, and that doesn't change, like, the backstory of it at all. Don't think about it. But, yeah, because of that, Raisin's backstory involves the landing the lunar landing of Apollo 11. I'm starving. Although it doesn't look like a dangerous yokai, can't let go of anyone suspicious. So, in Raisin's backstory, the lunar capital almost went to war with, like, the Apollo 11 landing crew. You know, the 3 guys in spacesuits? They were gonna go to war against those guys. Because the Lunarians thought it was an invasion. Because this super advanced society couldn't do, like, a scan or something and realized that this quote-unquote invasion was 3 people with no weapons. Because Lunarians aren't written very well. They're written to be perfect when they need to be, and not perfect when they need to not be. So yeah, the Raisin and her comrades are gonna go to war against this invasion, and then Raisin ran. She's a coward. That's part of her backstory and part of her character. She has to overcome or something. But apparently, at some point, I think in her backstory, it was implied that her comrades died or something. And I don't think that's a thing anymore. And I might be wrong about it being a thing at all, but it's like, it was... What? Neil Armstrong deck a couple rabbits? It's very silly. It's all silly. I should not have dodged that. Are there any other weird writing quirks in this series I can think about? Not that I can remember off the top of my head. Ghost sign Will-O-Wisp. This is my 3rd recording. I was struggling to find things to talk about in the last part, so now that I'm here, nothing. No, I talked in the last part how if I end up playing that sequel to Scarlet Curiosities, which I don't know if I will, because that's going to be a longer series. And anything I've learned recently is this longer series is nobody watch at some point. I don't know, it didn't used to be like that. I remember when I played through Puppet Dance Performance, like, the highest viewed part was like, what, part fucking 30-something? For no reason, and then the parts after that got better. I'm not gonna hold my breath for something like that to happen to Fantasy Name Wars. Hey, it's you, Miss Gardner from Hockey Gokwell. You are Miss Yukari's. How troublesome, I've let someone else in a cat in. Does the yokai riot outside have not anything to do with this place? I guess I have to force you out, Miss Gardner. Are you hiding anything? Don't tell me the yokai riot is because... Nonsense, please see my Ohiga, or I'll have to make you leave. Enough, prepare yourself. It's weird how little I see of Youmu with Ron and Chen. It's like, I very rarely see them together when you figure they would be more, because, you know, Yuko and Yukari are like best buds or whatever. It's just, yep, ran into a bullet. I just like, can I get thrown a bone every now and then? Just be like, yep, here's a, can we do it with you in 8, where you just have a ridiculously long shield? Or a ridiculously long time to press the bomb button? Like, have I even seen Yomu's bomb yet? I don't know. I've definitely wasted like 3 bombs there because I ran into a bullet. I don't know, I'm playing these games, but after this, like, are there any other shmups for me to play? I don't think so. Like, I played Impossible Spellcard and I played this. I don't think I've bought anything else. You know, try to say this as nicely as possible, but some shmup games on Steam are just, kind of more than they should be. Like, I mean, like, actual TouHou games on Steam are more expensive than they should be, but Zun can get away with that. Because, like, like, it's the official TouHou games. They're gonna sell even though they're, like, $20, and they really don't need to be, like, $20. But the fan shmups, it's like, there are also quite a few that are, like, over $10, and it's like... I say that. That includes the third game of this series, by the way, which I bought because I think even with the sale, it was, like, over $10? I think it was only, like, 15% off or something. Because I got it because, like, the first two were really cheap. And, like, I was using gift card money anyway. But, like, if I wasn't using gift card money, I don't know if I probably would have bought the third game anyway, just because I had the first two, and it'd feel incomplete if I didn't finish it. But it's like, guys, in the normal situations, I'm not gonna spend like $15+ on a shmup game that I'll get like one video out of if I'm playing it normally, or like 3 or 4 if I'm doing this type of series on it. Right, this one. Ah, it's the 50th time. Yep. Oh, I'm about to run into something. Better press the bomb button. Nope, I was too fucking slow. I'm never 1cc in this game. I don't fucking know. This game's, I guess it's just harder than the first one. What can I say? Has a really annoying first couple stages. Obviously. I feel like I don't even do that badly later on. It's just these first couple stages just keep running into shit and it annoys me. Yeah, it hurts. But please pardon my offense. I almost screwed it up. I should probably actually be paying attention to the plot here because, like, it's gonna explain what exactly Youmu is doing. Is Youmu... is I do as Yuyuko say, not what I think I do should. Is going to fight Yuyuko. Just pay attention as to why. Which is kind of ironic, there's like 1,000 times more depictions of Youmu with Raisin, this character who I don't even know if she's talked to more than a handful of times. And more than like Ron and Jen, who are characters who probably see each other quite a lot. Maybe they don't. Maybe every time Yukari visits Yuyuko, she goes alone. Except she doesn't. Ron was there in Silent Center Blue. I wish she wasn't. Yeah, that's one thing I got out of rereading Silent Center and Blue, is I remember disliking individual parts from what I remember rather than the thing as a whole, because I remember I used to dislike Raisin 2 a lot because I found her character in Silent Center and Blue to be really disappointing. But like, after rereading the whole thing again, it's like, the whole thing's kind of a mess, isn't it? You kind of have to, you just have to throw in the towel and restart in order to just like fix that story. So like, being upset about its individual elements, it's just like, whatever. I don't know. Alice, are you also here to investigate the yokai riot? No, I was invited to the banquet by Miss Yuyuko. Miss Yuyuko, what's happening here? Seems like this time you're not the accomplice of the person who stole the spring. Please believe me, this has nothing to do with me. I no longer do bad things for Miss Yuyuko. Oh, it's just, there's so much, the line's fantastic. Someone else must have planned a yokai riot, could you? Isn't she the most suspicious? How could you frame Miss Yuyuko? Blind loyalty affects your judgment, so I had to wake you up. You're demanding for Miss Yuyuko, no!
only do good things. If she tells me to do bad things, I say, no, Yuko, it's bad. You can't do that.
Yeah, just like, I don't know, there's so much wrong with that story. It's like, just the basic framework of it just prevents anything more interesting from being done. It's like, I used to be annoyed that Racing 2, like, how much of a squandered character she is, but it's like she was required to be like that because the plot is written the way it is, where Aaron needed a letter to be delivered, and just like, that was more important than anything else that could have been done with a character, you know, like a moon rabbit running away from the moon. You know, that might have actually been interesting. And unlike Racing, it wasn't like a cowardice thing. Of course, then you have Fantasy Maiden Wars, where it was like Racing said, oh yeah, I ran away because pounding mochi is boring. Like, yep. Having a moon rabbit escape the moon, such an interesting premise that's been squandered every time it's been tried. Oh, it's actually made me feel kind of bad for the Watotskis, because it's like, they got introduced in a bad story. So it's like, most of the complaints you can level against those characters, you can also bring it down to, well, I mean, it was in Silent Sinner and Blue, it's a bad story, so everything surrounding them in that story was pretty bad. What do you expect? Everything surrounding Kari in that story was pretty bad, everything surrounding Ron in that story was pretty bad. Yuko had her moments, but overall she was, you know, I'm gonna blah 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 blah, Youmu, 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 Youmu. Uh-huh. Youmu was actually fine in that story. And Saki and Vermillion and Patchley were pretty good. But, like, oh my god, Reimu. I don't know, I'm kind of just talking about this because I have nothing else to talk about. Oh, that was a thing I was doing, right? Am I gonna read In About the Earth? Probably not. A weird spell, Alice. Know that. Alright, this video is an hour and a half long. I'm doing it again. Because, like, I'm not gonna care. I'm just not going to care after that point. It'll be a repeat of the last part where I just don't even want to record anymore because I did that badly. What the fuck is this game's difficulty scaling? I don't understand. I didn't do this badly as Reimu. Why is this happening again? When I played through the last game, I did fine as Reimu and Rissa, and then I got to third characters, couldn't fucking beat it. In this game, it's like, I would have done fine as Reimu if Ron's timeout spell wasn't awful. Basically just a fucking run killer, where if you don't know how you're supposed to, what these squares in the background mean and what you're supposed to do with them, you just die. So if that wouldn't happen, I would have beat it. Probably. And then every other run since then, it's like, yeah, I can't get past stage 3. I don't know why. Yep. This is gonna be over an hour-long video, so here you go. It's the last thing I'm recording today, so whatever. That just really fucking annoys me. Yep. Game over at stage 3 again, because I keep just running into bullets. So, probably a good thing I've run out of shmup games to play at this point. Man. This game sure is long, isn't it? It's like PCB, and PCB was long, so the game has gotta be like PCB has gotta be long. This music is giving me, 2 Steps from Hell vibes. Yomu, Yomu, Yomu. I will not see more dialogue from you until stage 4. Like, do they just have a really weird life system where you get most of your lives, like, at the second half of the game or something? Because I swear I die, like, 3 times, and then it's game over. And it's like, where the fuck are my lives? How do I not have more lives at this point? And then, like, after my first game over, like, I feel like I have a lot more lives after that. It's like, what the hell's going on? It's a weird, like, opposite. Because I've played some fan games, Little Doll Queen, where you get, like, most of your extra lives by, like, stage fucking 3, and then you get nothing after that, so it's like, you better keep with what you got. Whereas this, it kind of seems to be the opposite, where it's like, I got nothing, and then later it seems like I have something, and I don't know where that came from. Hello? You know, I'd like to have a run that's, like, at least comparable to the Rainbow run, and not just a waste of time after, like, halfway through, because it's already game over. Concentrate. If I stop talking about nonsense, maybe I will actually dodge the bullets a bit better. But then it's like, if I'm not talking, what's the point? Yeah, my playlist I've made that has all the videos I've ever made with commentary on it that I've been listening to while going to sleep for the past couple weeks. It's got like over 900 videos on it. I'm starving. I've already read this one, I'm reading it again. What is this? What are the spirits going around Youmu? She got some kind of gimmick I don't know about? What the huh? You've been doing that wait, what? How does... What? Okay. Yep. Went through that entire 3 stages without realizing what Yomu's primary gimmick is. Alright, so you charge up, and then she makes this little pedal thing, and then you press the button again, and then she does a slash. Alright, so she's... Not, honestly, kind of a cool idea, not gonna lie. I just wished it probably was explained if I didn't read the like, any of the stuff they said about the characters before I started playing the game. Honestly, yeah, better than how Youmu normally is, where it's like slash or nothing. At least she can do both here. I'm not gonna say I like it, because, like, obviously that means since she can do this, her main shot's probably doing less damage. So it's a trade-off that I'd rather not have, but this is Youmu we're talking about. This is what you kind of sign up for when you play as Youmu. Whereas when I played as Patchley, and she had that weird charge attack thing, I did not sign up for that. It just happened to be what they decided to do with Patchley in that game. But, you know, Youmu, you're gonna slash as Youmu. Alright. Now if I could just not run into like 3 bullets and before I could use any of my bombs and make myself feel very demotivated by stage 3, that'd be great. Fantastic even. Wonder who will be playable in the next game. The first 3 shot types be the exact same 3 again. You notice how sometimes Youmu is doing like a far away shot, and other times it's... Oh, it is based on whether you shift or not. That makes sense. That was a video I saw in my recommended recently, because YouTube recommends me my own videos now that I'm watching them more. Because that video I did of 17, where like Youmu couldn't use her swords, and that was also the the dancing videos. That was a thing I did. Pretty difficult from what I remember. Not using slashes at Youmu. As Youmu, you don't really get to do a lot. It's basically, it's no focus, sort of, but not really, because you can focus as long as you're not like attacking the boss. I don't exactly remember what my rule set for that was. Am I reaching it, Chen? Okay, it's not a homing, it's just right in front of me. I don't know why I thought it was homing. There she goes, spinning again. Alright. You see, either I get hit without using my bomb, or I use the bomb when I wasn't gonna get hit anyway. Just gotta keep remembering to do this. The main problem with shot types like these is they inherently require you to focus on more than shot types that don't have things like this. And when you're focusing on things like this, you know, as a result, have this brain power to focus on dodging. Alright, this one, I hate this one. See, I'm trying to focus on throwing the swords at her when I'm under her, and that's making it to where I'm focusing less on dodging. There's a problem. Blow up! Go cat. Alright. When did I die? It was during Alice's boss fight, I think, right? So after Alice blows up, whether or not she has dialogue at that point, will be when I start talking again. And then the opposite problem of how I was doing earlier, where I was constantly doing unfocused slashes when I wanted to do focus slashes. Now I want to do unfocused slashes, but I keep doing focus slashes. I need to unfocus. There's too much brain power. Why are you requiring me to use so much brain power? I'm playing as the character who probably has the least amount of brains out of the 3 playable characters. I'm not saying Yomu's stupid. I am saying she's probably not as smart as Marissa Knight. Reimu, that's an open question. Said I went to college. Or maybe she did. She like majored in science. I don't know what that means. Can you major in something in high school in Japan? I don't know. And Marissa is a smart girl. Reimu, though, yeah, she almost, like, died by eating a stale rice cracker or something, right? Once, so yeah. I don't know, I feel like how dumb Yomu's perceived to be nowadays is being heavily affected by the part in CDS where he's basically shown to be a head-empty idiot. But I think that was also partly to demonstrate the fact that she's long since stopped trying to figure out what Yuko's talking about. And can you really blame her? Yuko is she just be talking nonsense. And if you try to figure out what the hell she's talking about, it's a waste of time. Because she's not actually saying anything of substance. She's actually saying something really simple and stupid, but saying it in a very complicated way to show that she's actually really smart. Alright, don't die to Alice 5 times so I don't lose my motivation to keep playing the game. Like these swords aren't doing much damage to you, Alice. Alice in Wonderland. She's in the Wonderland. I feel like I'm being given less lives because of the whole cherry blossom mechanic. I mean, come on. TouHou 7 also had the cherry blossom mechanic and still gave me 1,000,000,000 lives. That is one weird thing. The fact that the prison rivers are just not here. I mean, Letty's one thing, because, like, it's Letty. But the prison rivers, they're not here at all? Okay. Weird. Lily White's a boss, so, you know, sacrifices had to be made for the greater good, but still. Yeah, Youmu doesn't do damage. the swords, yeah. She doesn't do damage, that's what the swords are for. Pretty much the gimmick of this character, yes. Alright, pay attention here. This is where I gave up, right? Because I died like twice here and I was like, fuck this. Yes, that shit's happening. And the cat's whining! Yes, he is. He does that sometimes. Is that the cat or the kitten? Can't tell. You see how much HP she has left? Because Youmu doesn't fucking do damage. Youmu! I have no way of doing anything to you. There. I have no bombs, remember that. I haven't died once and I only have 1 extra life compared to what I started with. This game's so fucking stingy. What's the cat crying about? Who knows? You know, the funny thing is, like, this is already going to be a really long video anyway because of the 15 minutes I wasted in the first 3 stages. But if I actually do succeed in getting a normal 1cc, which I won't at this rate, then I'm going to want to try the extra stage and spend at least 15 minutes doing that before I can, you know, inevitably give up. Which means this could end up being a very long video. Oh well. The last part of the second game in this series, so you know, whatever. Did you just not take damage before a certain part in that spell? It's pretty annoying, Alice. You just gave yourself invincibility for a short time there. Wait, such a thing. Hey, these are actually the performance props I prepared for Miss Yuriko. My apologies, I won't show mercy to anyone who is rude. To ask Miss Yuriko in person. What have you been doing? Why are you here? Are you not in the Netherworld already? As I explained earlier? Or are we just doing the TouHou thing of, yeah, these characters are going through these stages in this order because every character needs to do that, even though it doesn't make any sense. This is a Sanai and TouHou 15 situation where stage 2 is her house or the lake next to it, and not stage 1. Very similar to PCB stage 4 this part is. Alright, can I get some extra lives now? Great if I can get some of those extra lives. Extra lives are pretty cool. Yeah, I'll upload Clown's theme in a couple days. Probably whenever I finish the dancer theme, however long that takes. The thing about Clown Piece is that, ironically, she's a massive meme because of what she is, but she's also unexpectedly might be one of the best written work protagonists. I mean, that really counts. She was like the main character, like she shared the main character slot with the three fairies for like the fourth. Was it the fourth or the third? I don't remember if there were four or three. It might have just been the third one. The last volume that came out of Three Fairies manga, she was like one of the main protagonists. It's like, ironically, yep, it had to fucking happen eventually. Yep. Love just running into bullets. Just love running right the fuck into bullets. Nothing I can do about it. Why is the cat just whining? Because he just does that sometimes. I don't know. Yep, he's just gonna keep going at it now. Yep, he's not gonna shut up. We done? Okay, seems to be done. But yeah, Clown Piece is a surprisingly interesting character because you get to watch her go to a new place and make new friends and actually like have difficult character decisions to make because, you know, her master's kind of sort of started the main thing at the end of that, and she had to like deal with that. So yeah, it's kind of ironic. Stupid Fairy is one of the better written characters in the mangas. Man, that ending, the ending to that was so close to being pretty good, but then Okina had to show up, and it's just like, why can I go into a universe where Okina doesn't exist? That'd be fantastic. She just didn't need to be there. Like the main, like fucking crux of the plot was that Hikatia was the one doing the stuff, and Clown Piece as the protagonist had to like, you know, decide between her master and her friends. But it's just like, no, Okina's gonna be here, and she's gonna do stuff. When like, and then Clown Piece's discussion with Katia will be something that happens at the end. Like, great.
I'm gonna kill your master with your secret guide. You want me to Tokyo? I'm not gonna tell her to her face though, she's more powerful than me. Fuck that. You go do it.
And these are the moments in TouHou that stick with me. The moments where I was actually semi-excited where the plot was going. And then it fumbles. That's why Racing 2 annoys the hell out of me. It just went nowhere so quickly. Fucking Okina had to show up and ruin anything potentially interesting that could have happened with the finale of the Three Fairies manga, because it had to be about her. Not, you know, anything I give a shit about. Hard to believe, all the riding yokai are flying in the direction of the netherworld. Spring is here! Spring is here! Have you lost your mind too? Wait, Miss Fairy is usually also behaving strangely. Miss Whitehair, let's celebrate spring together! Wait a minute, the barrier on the entrance of the netherworld seems a little different than usual. Well, I won't be fooled, even by a great disguise, this barrier has some unknown force mixed into it. Oh, you were denied by the barrier? Seems like you weren't invited. This is my house. I have to expel you. What a joke, I should be the one expelling you. Alright. I've ran into one bullet. Not have that happen 5 more times, that'd be great. It's just really, it really annoys me how I'm doing like pretty decently, and then I just run into a fucking bullet, and it's just all over. All my mojo is gone, because now I'm annoyed that I ran into a fucking bullet. Like, just give me IN's ridiculously generous death bomb window every now and then. It's just like a phone, so I don't just lose everything in one moment. Let it slip. About to blow. Mother spaghetti. Remilia? She ever had mom spaghetti? Does Remilia have a mother? I don't know. Probably. He's a vampire, and vampires normally come into being by being bitten by other vampires, so I assume she was a human at some point. Although the way she acts around humans makes me think that she's actually not. Because, I don't know, vampires are weird. They'll be like, you humans offer me tribute, and meanwhile they were a human 500 years ago. Maybe they weren't. Was Dracula a human at some point? I don't think so. That must have been... Was he like the prime vampire that bit all the other vampires? I don't know. Vampires aren't like zombies, right? Where, you know, there was like a virus that started zombies, and every zombie makes more zombies, whereas vampires, like, every vampire makes more vampires, but there was just like a prime vampire at some point. Was there multiple prime vampires? What are we talking about? Talking about how the attack took longer than it should have because I wasn't pressing the kill you with sword button. Because it makes it harder to dodge things when I'm having to concentrate on throwing swords at you. Relay. Going. 12:30. Because I have been recording for a while. This is only my third recording, so I don't think I've been recording for a while. But when you think about the fact that the previous two recordings were like 45 minutes each, because the game is really long, I guess it makes sense that you have been playing for recording for quite a while today. You know, most TouHou fan works are normally pretty lighthearted and not that serious. Which I guess is to be expected when you make a series where you turn a bunch of things into cute little girls. And I've seen some complaints about that, but it's like not really that surprising that the fan works are like this, when it feels like with the main series itself, whenever it tries to tell a more serious story, it doesn't do a great job sometimes. Meanwhile, like, in my opinion, what is probably the best manga is the one about 3 fucking fairies being goofballs the whole time. Because at least it doesn't have, until it did at the very end, it didn't really have a serious plot to fumble. It just kind of existed, and you could enjoy it, and there wasn't anything to get annoyed about because there wasn't anything serious happening. You just enjoy characters being goofers, and you don't have to enjoy, like, I don't know. Whenever TouHou has its serious moments, it always feels like there's some weird caveat to it, where it's like, does this make sense? That's why so much of the mangas just tend to be slice of life stuff anyways. You know, it's joked that, you know, Lotus Caesars is the series where nothing happens. Because it's basically, it's been the slice of life part without actually getting to the point for like over 5 years. Now, that's not really the problem with it. The problem with it is just like the things that do happen just aren't very interesting, and they revolve around their own characters, and do not care about. No, it was fine for a while. It was mainly just that one chapter that I call the jumping the shark moment. Where good old Mamizo told Whale Girl, who is supposedly the protagonist of this series, that, you know, that cryptocurrency is bad. Did you know that? Thanks for telling me that, Mamizo. Glad you're carrying on Twilight Sparkle's legacy. At that point, it's like, I don't care. Maybe some of it's decent, but frankly, I have to go out of my way to read a manga. Like, get on the site, and read it all at once, and it's like, I could be doing something else instead of reading that. So, if I don't expect what I'm reading to be worth my time, I'm not really gonna read it anymore. You know. It's also just me not being very interested in the media in general. Like I've said before, I've never read a manga that wasn't a TouHou manga because I'm just not interested in the medium very much. So I'm gonna go out of my way to read it. I'd like it to at least be good. Ms. Gardner, please do not go any further. Miss Ron, you're visiting the hockey you're visiting the Hakigokuro at this time. This is Miss Yukari's orders, so keep as many yokais away from the Netherworld as possible. But in the first place, I'm a resident of the Netherworld. You're close to Miss Yuko, that's why you have to be treated with caution. That's ridiculous, I'm not helping Miss Yuko do anything bad in the incident anymore. No, I'm a good girl. I don't help when Master tells me to do bad things. When she tells me to do bad things, I tell her, no, Yuko, I'm not going to do this, and you're going to go walk away. My hands are clean. Miss Yukari didn't ask me to do this, but I'd like to know. When did all this start? I, too, have no idea, but it seems like Miss Yuko turned into a different person from a certain moment. Alright, leave this to me. You better not get involved, Miss Gardner. No, I've decided to personally stop Miss Yuko. So, I can't enlighten someone as stubborn as you can, even after stating the pros and cons. Pardon my rudeness, Miss Ron. I don't know, what manga, like, didn't fumble its ending? Forbidden Scrollery certainly did. It has final battle off screen. Wild and Horn Harmond's ending was alright. Not even call it good. Not the epilogue, the fact that it never really went anywhere. Like, they dealt with Kasen's hand, and it became full Kasen, and then after they were done, just Kasen's hand went back into being a box. It's like, you could have had something there with, like, character growth, like accepting the bad part of herself or something, but no. We're just going back to the status quo again, are we? Okay. But, like, the actual part itself. Like, when Rainbow went to hell before she died, it was pretty cool, I guess. Komachi and Tenchi were there. Did something, I don't remember. I don't know, it's only really hampered by the fact that Kasen's a really confusing character. It's like, she became evil when she reunited with her hand, and I'm not really sure why, because I don't really understand the deal with Kasen at all. Why her hand bad? Why is she the only Oni with bad hand? Is she bad with hand? Or is she only, or is the hand only bad without her? Hello? Hate it. Hate it, 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 hate it. I also hate the fact that Youmu is basically doing nothing. So I'm not directly under you, I'm not doing anything, and for this entire spell I have to keep moving like back and forth. Yeah, this is just such a weird shot. You have to keep track of. You want to do a wide shot, you gotta unfocus immediately beforehand. And when you have Ron, a boss who just never sits still, you're never gonna hit her if you're trying to do a focus slash, because she's going all over the damn place. I guess it makes sense, if you're gonna be the Youmu replacement for the boss, you might as well go all over the damn place, because every Youmu does! No! There. Let me get onto you. Yes. Alright, it's 90 seconds. A 90-second timeout spell at the end of a 5th stage boss. Why did you think this was a good idea? Over here. Gonna run into one of these eventually. It's like, I guess when you understand what's going on, which I didn't when I first played the game, it's not that bad, I guess, but 90 seconds. 90 seconds? 90 seconds, huh? 90 seconds for a 5th stage boss? 90 seconds? In this game that's already really long? 90 seconds? Like, really? I've been doing the same thing for about 40 seconds now. You could have made this entire spell about, like, 50 seconds less than it is. You really could. Man, sure is a lot of points. Too bad they don't result in any more lives. I don't know, do I prefer score life pieces as an extra life system? You really are determined, but I hope you won't regret eventually. I hope you don't regret eventually? What? Please tell me, Yukari, that I will come by another day to apologize for what happened today. It's been 50 minutes, so... Clearly gonna be over an hour at this rate. Well... This will be the over hour long part. Hopefully this doesn't get uploaded on the same day as the Fantasy Band Wars part that's over an hour long, but that would only be a problem if, you know, people watched it, which they don't. Is Ultimate Truth anywhere in here? Or is this completely unique? Are you back? What do you think? This place is really like a dream. So from what I vaguely know about the plot and the plot of the game after, I mean, these OC characters are important, I think. At least this one is. I think this one comes back later. I don't know about Not Rumia. She might be gone, because... I might be remembering this wrong. I think Not Rumia got taken out of a version of the game. Because, like... I think there was a version of this game where, like, Not Rumia got replaced with Rumia, so I think Not Rumia got retconned out of this series canon. Maybe. Didn't have any bombs. 20 bombs. Yeah. Am I shooting you? Like, what the hell's happening? Obviously I am, because this isn't a 70-second... Why aren't you dead? Alright. Fuck everything. Why aren't you fucking dead? Okay. So I couldn't tell if I was shooting you. And then you give me an extra life as soon as... Alright. RIP extra stage. Never knew ya. This game kind of annoys me. It kind of does. Hope I like the next game more. Yomu's here! Good to see Youmu talk to Yuko. It's a nice conversation to have when Yuko's not being overly vague annoyance. It's Yuko. Oh, it's Youmu. Welcome back. Look, the whole netherworld now looks wonderful. Yuko, can you tell me the reason for doing this? You've obviously tried it once. Youmu, this time it's not for the Saikyo Ikashi. So it's nothing to do with Saikyo Ayakashi. You stole spring from Gensokyo just for a banquet? Well, it seems like what the usual Miss Yuko would do. I think you're somewhat different from your usual self. You definitely are a gardener that's been with me for so long. No one in this world knows me more than you do. What's this envelope? It's the invitation. An invitation that allows everyone to celebrate together. Celebrate? Celebrate what? Well, yeah. What are we celebrating? Yuko, it is not the right time for you to act like you know nothing. Youmu! Can't remember. I can't even remember how I got this envelope. That's too weird. Oh yeah, spring! I'm sure it's to celebrate the arrival of spring. So Yuko, in terms of timing of season, spring is almost ending. Miss Yuko is not realizing her mistakes. You leave me no choice but to educate you with violence. Oh, little Yomu's grown up. Let me have a look at how much you progressed then. Be on guard, Miss Yuko. Listen, the music from the celebration. If we could both together, I will not be tricked. Let us both celebrate the festival of spring, Yomo Kampaku. Let you return spring to everyone, Yuko Saigyoji. Why are you saying each other's name? Was that supposed to be a different color? You just, like, said your own names. That would make more sense if the color was reversed and you were like saying the other person's name, but you just like said your own names. Alright, so this story is like something, yeah. I think OC number 2 in this game comes back later, and like the entire extra stage has to deal with like OCs. Because Moko's a playable character, so she can't be the extra stage in the 4th game. But yeah, what's going on? I think this is a connected story, but I can't tell what the fuck's going on. They released Nerve Gas Yokai Edition last game, and now they've made Yuyuko take Spring by not brainwashing her, because like she did it, she can't tell what she's doing or why she's doing it or what's going on, and now these two are just fighting. And because I don't know. The exciting story of this series. What's going on? Who knows? I'm certainly not gonna know if the story's continuing in the extra stage I'm not playing. I can't beat this game. And I'm not, and the game said, no, you're not allowed. Easy, doing on easy mode, that's not good enough. Alright. I don't know, maybe I'll show the extra stage of the 8th game if I do good enough, or maybe I don't. I don't think, I mean, the extra, I know that game's extra stage is like plotting forward, and it's like leading up to a sequel or something. Which, if they do that, what, are they gonna do 9 or 10? It'd be a lot more creative to make a 6 games come up out of 9 than it would be to have to do with 10. So I assume they're just skipping 10. Yeah, like, from what I remember from the extra stage of the next game, there's like some outside force, and you fight like their servants or something. Like trying to pack a whole new story onto these stories that are basically just remakes of the original games. Don't know what I ran into do, but it was something. Don't do bad things for Miss Yumiko anymore. When Yumiko does the bad, I tell her, no, Yumiko, no, it's bad. She goes, okay, Youmu. There's no more bad. And she is being right. I don't think Yumiko's done anything since 7. Not that her doing something in 7 in the first place made much sense either. I don't know, again, this might not have an answer because it was an early game in the series, so, like, weird writing things, but, like, I'm curious, because it was, like, explained in Fantasy Maiden Wars, the reason, like, Yukari didn't do anything is because the tree wasn't gonna bloom anyway. Was that a thing in the original game, or was Yukari didn't do anything because she was asleep? And the only reason 7's plot happened was because Yukari is asleep. And, you know, ever since the very beginning, Yukari being the only character that's asleep for a really long time has just been a plot convenience. Okina, she's Yukari too, but she's better because she doesn't need to sleep for half the year. Yes. Maybe she does. Maybe she actually sleeps for the other half, which is why nowadays Yukari does half the things, and Okina does the other half of things, because they're sleeping at different times. Right. This. Why do I just not remember this being a thing the last time I played? I don't exactly know what I'm supposed to do here, by the way. It just kind of turns red. Yeah, now I'm dead. Alright, nice to know that even if I didn't die to the mid-boss twice, I wasn't gonna 1cc away because what the hell is happening here. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this game's kind of annoying. Some of the shit in this game. 90-second spell card. having to have a final spell because of all Yuko. Lilywhite's fine, she's perfect the way she is. I mean, I can't really complain about Shen. Shane's a pain in the ass in PCB too, so, you know, just continuing tradition. But yeah, I don't even know what that spell was. It's like red, and then what was I supposed to do there? This isn't fucking Lennon. There's no, like, dash, there's no parry mechanic that I don't understand. So what am I supposed to do there? Alright, here we go. Will I get a 1, gonna like get 2 CC? I don't know, it depends on whether I can do the spell without getting hit. Well, it only ended up being a little more than an hour, which I guess makes sense, because these videos are normally around 45 minutes, and I started over at the 15-minute mark. We're not gonna waste time attempting an extra stage that I was never gonna get far in anyway. Hopefully I unlock the extra stage for the next game, because that one's actually, like, you know, different, because remember, it's not Ian's extra stage again, it's completely different. It's actually really weird, kind of cool, what I remember. Whereas I think, yeah, all I've really missed by not getting to extra stages is I've missed Blandre again, and I've missed Yukari again, although now that I think about it, the fact that I've already fought Ron makes me think that either the extra stage or the Phantasm stage is not just a stage again, and it's actually something unique. I don't know. I will never find out. Just can't beat the damn game. Because this game is too good for me. I'm not good enough for it, or something. Yep. Nope, you beat it on easy? That's not good enough. Alright. Does this game have a cheat code? You know, like the main games do? You press the number combination, you unlock everything? Remember I did that for TouHou 9, so I'd have, Lyric, Merlin and Luna still available for when I was gonna do that thing where I had a bunch of CPU matches to like Yakuza music, but that ended up not happening because a single CPU match between Misty and Cherno took an hour. That was legendary. That's like one of the best videos I've ever made, just because of how stupid it was. Like, yeah, you know, got like, and like what, like 19 matches or something in TouHou 19 in around an hour and 15 minutes or something. I'll do the same for TouHou 9. One match took 1 hour. It's great. It was so stupid. It lasted, it wasn't even like, the fact that it lasted about an hour too was just so perfect. Yeah. Got the bad ending. Complete the mission. The mission? I ain't gonna complete the mission. Never gonna complete the mission. The nightmares, they're finally over. Alright, well that's all for the second game. Next time I'll move on to the third game, where hopefully I'll do better. Hopefully the game will not have a 90-second timeout spell. Who knows? That's all for the second game. Bye.